All right, you filthy animals, strap in, because this deep dive is going straight to the fucking gutter.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight's target, that cinematic masterpiece of depravity, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Hell yeah.
This movie is a goddamn hurricane of drugs, sex, and shady stock deals. So we're going to break down the highlights. And trust us, there are a shitload of them.
Oh, there are.
Get ready for some uncensored AI commentary.
Yeah.
Because this is how we roll after dark.
This movie's basically a giant fuck you to everything decent.
Right.
It's all about excess, man.
Excess.
I'm talking mansions, yachts, enough drugs to kill a small country,
Oh, yeah.
and more hookers than a goddamn phone book.
Jordan Belfort,
This guy.
this motherfucker, he's got it all, and he wants everyone to know it.
Oh, yeah.
The dude's practically drowning in pussy and quaaludes.
You'd said it.
But underneath all that, he's just a small-time stockbroker, peddling penny stocks to unsuspecting schmucks.
Yeah, but he's a master manipulator, though.
Oh, he is.
He figures out how to work the system, how to sell ice to Eskimos, you know?
Yeah.
And he builds this whole empire, Stratton Oakmont, based on lies, deceit, and some seriously aggressive sales tactics.
Those sales tactics, pure fucking harassment.
Oh, yeah.
They're basically bullying people into buying stocks.
Basically.
And the office, it's like a frat house on crack.
Seriously.
Strippers, midget tossing drugs everywhere, you name it, they're doing it.
It's fascinating, though, isn't it?
It is.
How these guys convince people to hand over their hard-earned cash for worthless pieces of paper.
It's amazing.
Jordan's charisma is like a superpower, man.
It is.
He could probably convince a nun to invest in a brothel.
The whole thing is built on this foundation of fuck everyone else, I'm getting mine.
Right.
It's the American dream, but twisted and corrupted.
Absolutely.
And for a while, it seems like Jordan's untouchable.
He is for a while.
He's got the money, the bitches.
He's living the dream.
He's living the fucking dream, right?
Until it all comes crashing down.
Oh, yeah.
Because as much as this movie glorifies excess,
It does.
it also shows the consequences.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan's life spirals out of control.
Completely.
He gets addicted to drugs, cheats on his wife with every piece of ass he can find,
Of course.
and becomes increasingly reckless with his money.
It's inevitable.
It's a classic rise and fall, but on steroids.
Absolutely. And let's not forget, Donnie Azoff, Jordan's right-hand man.
Oh, God, Donnie.
This guy is a complete fucking wild card.
He is a wild card.
Marries his cousin, eats a goldfish, almost chokes to death on a ham sandwich while high as a kite.
That scene.
The dude is a walking disaster.
Donnie is like Jordan's id unleashed.
Oh, yeah.
He's the embodiment of pure, unadulterated chaos. But he's also a reflection of the whole Stratton Oakmont culture.
True.
No morals, no boundaries, just pure fucking greed and self-destruction.
Their relationship is a trip, too.
It is.
They're best friends, business partners, but they're also constantly trying to one-up each other.
They are.
It's like a twisted competition to see who can be the biggest asshole.
And then there's the FBI, right? They start sniffing around trying to shut down Jordan's little empire.
They do.
The scene where they show up at his yacht party is classic.
Oh, it is.
Jordan's trying to bribe them, offering them a taste of the high life.
He thinks he can buy them.
But these agents, they're not playing his game.
And that plane ride back from Switzerland? Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Jordan's so fucked up on Quaaludes he can barely speak.
I don't.
Donnie has to tie him down because he's trying to assault a stewardess.
He's a mess.
It's hilarious and disturbing all at the same time.
That scene perfectly captures the self-destructive nature of addiction, man.
No, it does.
Jordan's so consumed by his own pleasure, he loses all sense of responsibility.
It's scary.
It's a cautionary tale, but, you know, he doesn't give a shit.
And speaking of not giving a shit, Jordan gets caught in a money laundering scheme.
Right.
He's got to get his dirty money out of the country, so he enlists his wife's Aunt Emma,
Emma.
this sweet little old lady, to help him smuggle millions in cash to Switzerland.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing is absurd. They're taping money to this chick, Chantal, Brad's wife.
Chantal.
It shows how far Jordan's willing to go, how he'll use anyone,
Anyway.
even his own family, to protect his fortune.
But it all starts to unravel when Brad gets busted trying to smuggle Donnie's money.
Oh.
He ends up in jail, and Jordan knows the FBI is closing in.
That's trouble.
He's desperate, so he tries to bribe Agent Denham again.
Again?
This time offering him $1 million in cash.
What an idiot.
It's a testament to Denham's integrity that he refuses.
He's one of the good ones.
He represents that sliver of hope that maybe not everyone's corrupted by greed.
Maybe.
But it's a small victory because in the end, Jordan still manages to fuck over everyone around him.
He does. He gets arrested at his mansion. The world comes crashing down.
It all falls apart.
And he realizes the FBI has been tapping his phones the whole time.
Busted.
They've got him dead to rights.
Right.
So what does he do? He turns rat.
Of course he does.
Facing a long prison sentence, Jordan cuts a deal with the FBI. He agrees to wear a wire and gather evidence on his buddies in exchange for a lighter sentence.
It's the ultimate betrayal, but hey, it's every man for himself, right?
Even in this moment of desperation, the motherfucker still manages to come out on top.
Unbelievable.
He uses his knowledge of the stock market to strike a deal that benefits both him and the FBI.
What a scumbag.
He gets a reduced sentence, and the FBI gets to take down some of the biggest players in the game.
It's cynical, but it's true.
It is.
Even when criminals get caught, they often find a way to manipulate the system to their advantage.
They do.
And that's what makes this movie so fascinating.
I agree.
It's a glimpse into the dark side of the American dream.
The underbelly.
The underbelly of a system that rewards greed and corruption.
But Jordan's betrayal comes at a price.
It does.
He loses his wife, his friends, his fortune.
He loses everything.
He's left with nothing but his reputation as a con man and a rat. But you know what? He doesn't seem to give a shit.
The last scene of the movie is mind-blowing. Jordan's out of prison giving a motivational speech to a bunch of aspiring entrepreneurs. And what's he teaching them?
I don't even want to know.
The same shady sales techniques that made him millions.
Oh my God.
It's like he learned absolutely nothing.
Or maybe he learned everything, right?
Right.
He's figured out that people are suckers.
They are.
That they're willing to buy into bullshit if you package it right.
It's true.
He's a con man through and through, and he's found a new way to con people.
The Wolf of Wall Street leaves you with a lot to think about.
It does.
It's a wild ride through the world of greed, excess, and the corrupting power of money.
It is.
It's fun, it's disturbing, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart.
Not at all.
But here's the thing. Is it really that surprising? I mean, look at the world we live in. People worship success no matter how you get it.
It's true. And Jordan, with all his swagger and bullshit, he embodies that fucked up version of the American dream. He's selling the idea that anyone can get rich quick if they're just ruthless enough.
And that's what makes this movie so damn relevant, even today. It's a satire, sure, but it's holding up a mirror to our society's obsession with wealth and status.
And let's be real, the movie wouldn't be half as entertaining if it wasn't based on a true story. Jordan Belfort, the real-life wolf, wrote a whole goddamn memoir about his exploits.
Which begs the question, how much of this shit actually happened? Some of it's so outrageous, it's got to be embellished, right?
Yeah, maybe. But even if he exaggerated a little, the core of the story, the greed, the manipulation, the utter disregard for anyone but himself, that's got to be true.
And let's not forget the performances. Leo DiCaprio as Jordan Belfort, fucking brilliant. He captures that charisma, that manic energy, that descent into absolute madness.
He goes all in, man. He's snorting coke popping pills, screwing everything that moves. You can't take your eyes off him. And Jonah Hill as Donnie Azoff. Holy shit. He's hilarious and terrifying all at once.
Their chemistry is electric, too. They bounce off each other perfectly, creating this dynamic that's both funny and disturbing. They're like the twisted, coked-up version of Laurel and Hardy.
The whole cast is great, actually. Margot Robbie as Naomi Jordan's trophy wife. She's got that Ice Queen thing down pat. And Kyle Chandler as the FBI agent, Denham. He's the straight man in a world of chaos.
It's Scorsese, though, who really brings this whole thing together. The guy's a master, no doubt. The fast-paced editing, the kinetic camera work, the soundtrack, it all creates this frenetic energy that perfectly captures the excesses of Wall Street in the 90s.
He doesn't shy away from the ugly side of it either. The drug addiction, the exploitation, the complete lack of morality, it's all there leaked bare for the world to see.
And that's why this movie sparked so much controversy when it came out. People were accusing Scorsese of glorifying Jordan Belfort's lifestyle, of making a hero out of a criminal.
Which is bullshit. The movie's not glorifying anything. It's exposing it. It's showing the dark underbelly of the American dream, the consequences of unchecked greed and ambition.
And it's asking some tough questions about our society's values. What do we really worship? Money, success, power? At what cost?
Yeah. And is there even a possibility of redemption for someone like Jordan? He loses everything, his wife, his friends, his fortune, but in the end, he's still the same manipulative bastard.
Right. He's giving those motivational speeches, teaching people the same shady tactics he used to get rich, like the ultimate middle finger to the system. He's saying, you can punish me, you can take everything away, but you can't change who I am.
It's a bleak outlook, but maybe that's the point. This movie's not here to give us warm fuzzies. It's here to shake us up, to make us question everything.
And it does that brilliantly. It's funny, it's outrageous, it's thought-provoking, and it's definitely one of Scorsese's best.
I think one of the most interesting things about the movie is how it uses humor to deal with such dark subject matter. It's a black comedy, but it works.
Yeah.
You find yourself laughing at these characters even as you're disgusted by their actions.
Absolutely. It's that delicate balance that Scorsese pulls off so well. He doesn't shy away from the depravity, but he also finds the humor in it, the absurdity of it all.
And let's not forget the visuals. The movie is stunning to look at. The costumes, the sets, the camera work, it all creates this immersive world of excess and glamour.
And the soundtrack is killer, too. It perfectly captures the energy and mood of the era, a mix of classic rock pop and electronic music.
The Wolf of Wall Street is a movie that has it all. Great performances, stunning visuals, a killer soundtrack, and a story that will stay with you long after you've seen it. It's a masterpiece of modern cinema, even if it makes you feel a little dirty afterwards.
Yeah, it really does stay with you. You walk out of the theater and you're still thinking about it, trying to process all that craziness.
Like a bad hangover.
Yeah.
You know, you should regret all those shots.
Yeah.
But damn, it was one hell of a party.
It was, and you're left wondering, is this the world we live in? A world where the Jordan Belforts get away with murder, literally and figuratively, and then come out on top?
I mean, he serves his time. But then he turns around and reinvents himself as some motivational speaker, selling his straight-line persuasion bullshit to a whole new generation of wannabe wolves.
It's almost poetic. The con man, the master manipulator, ends up conning everyone into thinking that he's changed, that he's found redemption.
But he hasn't changed. Not really. He's still the same greedy, self-serving asshole he always was. Just look at how he treats the women in his life.
Oh, yeah.
He uses them, discards them, and moves on to the next conquest.
It's all about power for him. Money women. Just another way to exert his dominance.
Prove how much of a badass he is.
Exactly.
And the saddest part is, people buy into it. They see him as this icon of success, this self-made millionaire who beat the system. They don't see the victims, the people he screwed over to get to the top.
The Wolf of Wall Street. It forces us to confront some uncomfortable truths about ourselves, about our own complicity in this culture of greed and excess.
And we all want a piece of that pie, right?
Yeah.
We want the money, the status, the power. Maybe that's why this movie is so captivating. It shows us the dark side of that desire. The part we don't like to admit exists within ourselves.
It's a reminder that the line between ambition and greed, it can get blurry. And that sometimes the people we admire, the ones we aspire to be, are the ones we should be running the hell away from.
So what's the takeaway here? Are we all doomed to become wolves? Is there any escaping this fucked up system?
I don't know, man. That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think this movie at least forces us to ask it. It makes us examine our own values, our aspirations, and hopefully make some different choices than Jordan Belfort did.
Oh, that's about as deep as we're going to get tonight. We've ripped this movie apart, analyzed every goddamn frame.
Yeah.
And I think it's safe to say that The Wolf of Wall Street is a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah, a masterpiece of depravity, corruption,
Yeah.
and dark fucking humor. Scorsese nailed it.
All right, you beautiful bastards. That's our deep dive into the insanity of The Wolf of Wall Street. We've laughed, we've cringed, we've questioned the very fabric of reality. What more could you ask for?
Stay tuned because we'll be back soon with another deep dive into some other fucked up corner of the universe. Until then, make it real. Keep it messy.